Hello YouTube. So today I'm going to talk about the zodiac signs of some of the characters of Hazbin Hotel. Now before I get started, these are not based on facts, these are just my opinions. Now let me get started. Now first, we're going to start off with Aries because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And the characters of Hazbin Hotel who is under that sign of Aries is Cherry Bomb and Loot. Now Cherry Bomb, she's an Aries because she's very energetic and always ready for war. She's very fierce and very outgoing. And that's definitely like traits of Aries. As for Loot, same thing, she's always ready for war. She's very fierce. And that's why she's under the sign of Aries as well. Now, for Taurus is next. And Adam and Valentino are under the zodiac sign of Taurus. Adam is under the sign of Taurus because he's very stubborn. He doesn't take no for an answer. And every time I see him, he's always around eating food or drinking. You know, Taurus are known to be very gluttonous. And as for Valentino, he actually represents a lot of the negative traits of Taurus, which is, you know, being extremely possessive, you know, especially with him and Angel Dust. He's very controlling, also very stubborn and doesn't take no for an answer at all. So yeah, that's why those two characters are under the sign of Taurus. As for Gemini, I'll say Angel Dust is a Gemini. Geminis, I want to say like they're fake, but they definitely knows how to put up a facade, especially when it comes to like dealing with their inner problems. So they tend to like, you know, put a face or a mask to like their true feelings. Aside from that, they're also very social and they like to, you know, communicate with others. You know, they're very communicative. As you see, like throughout the show, Angel does those on his phone. So they definitely like to be on social media, and because on the fact that they like to communicate a lot. And then you see him, you know, just socializing a lot with like his guests and other peers, even though some of the peers doesn't actually, you know, treat him very nicely, on account that, you know, people tend to drug him and, you know, take advantage of him. But, you know, he likes to be on a, you know, he's still like to be a social butterfly. And that's definitely a, you know, trace of Gemini. As for Cancer, Cancer is next. Is Vaggie and Carmilla. Vaggie is a Cancer because she's, you know, very overly protective of Charlie and the hotel. And that's definitely a trait of Cancer. They're very protective of the people they love. Carmilla, same thing. She's, you know, she's under the same sign as Cancer. Cancers are known to be very motherly and very protective of their loved ones, especially when it comes to their kids. And I find it very ironic that both Vaggie and Carmilla both did a song talking about being the protector and the guardian of the people that they love. You know, since they're both under the same sign as Cancer. As for Leo, I would say Serpentius is a Leo because, you know, he liked to be the center of attention and he liked to, you know, gain attention from people, especially in the second episode when he's trying to, like, you know, make a name for himself so the beast will notice him and hope to take him under his wing. As for Virgo, I'll say Nifty and Velvet is a Virgo. I'll start off with Nifty first. Nifty is a Virgo because mainly on the stereotype that, you know, Virgos are very neat and like to keep things clean and organized, and that actually is, you know, a trait of a Virgo, but it's more of a stereotype. Another thing I would say about Virgos is that Virgos do tend to seem like they're very innocent, but really, you know, they tend to have like a bit of a dark side to them that a lot of people don't know. And that's, you know, a pretty negative trait of a Virgo. that they seem innocent on the outside, but on the inside, they're actually, they could be pretty bad sometimes. As for Velvet, she's a Virgo because, she's very critical when it comes to like fashion, and that's something that's a negative trait of a Virgo. They tend to like criticize on things such as fashion and people, and throughout the show, or out of all the times that she's on screen, she's either criticizing fashion designer, clothing, and people. Another thing about her that she doesn't like to get help, and that's also a negative trait of Virgo, as they never like to receive help from others. As for Libra, I would say Seraphim, or Sarah for short. She's a Libra because they tend to make bad decisions, but sometimes they're very indecisive, and she does admit that her decision wasn't the best, and that she somewhat regrets doing that, but she does it to for a purpose of keeping heaven safe, and that's definitely a sign of a Libra. Libra tends to do things to try to keep the peace, and that's what Libras do. They tend to do things to try to keep the peace. That's why they're always like in lawyers and to get involved in like political activity, because like if they see something unjust, they try to fix society like that and try to like balance things out, because they're a Libra. So like they're always doing things they sometimes will go the extra mile to do what they feel is right, even if that decision is not the best. As for Scorpio, I'll say Zestro and Lilith are Scorpio. Zestro is a Scorpio because he's known to be very feared and mysterious, but he's mostly misunderstood. He's actually not as bad as other people think. Lilith is a Scorpio because she's extremely mysterious and also very attractive, and Scorpios are known to be pretty attractive and mysterious. As for Sagittarius, most likely Alistair is a Sagittarius. He's very confident and very happy-go-lucky, very enthusiastic about everything he does, and they could be pretty cocky, and they're known to be trolls. They like to get under people's skin and like to mess with them. Those are negative traits of Sagittarius. As for Capricorn, I'll say Vox is a Capricorn because he's very like organized on everything he does, even stopping Valentino from giving him a bad image. They're known to be very calculated and organized like that. As for Aquarius, I'll say Hus, Lucifer, and Emily are Aquarius. Hus is an Aquarius because they're known to be an aloof. Lucifer is an Aquarius because they know to be socially awkward a lot of times and rebellious, and those are definitely signs of an Aquarius. Emily is an Aquarius because she's very like humanitarian, like she definitely doesn't like how souls are getting exterminated in hell. She finds it very unjust and is not afraid to speak on something that's unjust. And that's definitely a sign of an Aquarius. That's why a lot of Aquarius are known to be like social and political activists. And for Pisces, that's no surprise. Charlie Morningstar is a Pisces, the main character. She's a Pisces because she's a dreamer, obviously, and because she's shown a lot of compassion and empathy towards the people that she likes. And that's definitely a sign of a Pisces, because they're a water sign, and they're known to be like dreamers and not really like realists. That's why a lot of people tend to like see her vision as like unrealistic. So there you have it. Those are all the zodiac signs. I hope you liked the video, and you all have a good night.